Good morning, students. This is Sonu sir, and we are going to study the first chapter, which has been taken from Honeycomb. And this chapter is very important for us. So, before you read, a king has three questions and he is seeking answers to them. What are these questions? Does the king get what he wants? As we know that each and every one had some question, and there must be some questions in our mind. A question without life is impossible, because a question take us towards greatness, towards solution to the problem of life. We must not have only bookish knowledge, we must have the knowledge of outside of the world. So this story is going to help you in many ways, and this story starts in this way, that the king in this story has three questions, and these three questions always puts him in the state of confusion. That's why he wants to know the answer of these three questions from different kinds of people. And though one day he decided to call all the wise men of his kingdom and wanted to know the answer of these three questions. And what are these three questions? Let's try to understand. These three questions were: what is the right time to begin something? As you know that king is supposed to be very judicious person of the kingdom, who has to decide each and everything, who has to look after the happiness of the people of his kingdom, whether all the people are happy, whether they are lacking some money, food, shelter. Means he has to take care of each and everything of his kingdom. So he needs to be himself satisfied with his own thinking, with his own life, with his own knowledge, with his own mentality. That's why he was feeling somewhat uneasy with these three questions. That's why he wanted to know the answer. And the second question was, which people should he listen to? And the second question in the mind of the king was that what kind of people that we should listen to in our life. Being as a king, it becomes very important, not only as a king, but as for anyone, that life is not possible with only bookish knowledge. We must have also the knowledge of outside that is happening in our society, in the world. Book is nothing but a guide which can show the path to the real world. It is not our life. So we should try to just have the company of good people always. What is the most important thing for him to do? And it also becomes very important, students, that what are the right thing to do at right time. So the story starts in this way, that after having these three questions, one day the king decided to send all his messengers in different parts of the country, so that he can get together all the wise men of different kingdom and get to know the answer of these questions. So the people of different places, of different mentality, of different thinking came and put their own opinion in their own way. Someone suggested the king that he must have some magicians. He must listen to the magicians. He must have doctors. He must have just uh, what we can say, a scientist. He must have a minister of council, a council of ministers. Means different people give different opinions in front of the king, but the king was satisfied with the none of the answers. So he himself one day decided to leave the kingdom, and because he came to know he came to know about one of the hermits. The hermit was just living in the dense forest alone, and that one was a great person. He was a man of great knowledge, broad thinking, and simple living. The hermit was so, and he had never seen the people of the city. He had seen only the people who were coming to the forest in simple dress. So the king himself dressed up himself in a simple way and went himself on foot towards the forest to meet the hermit. But he did not take the support of the guard. He himself alone went away, and after reaching near the hermit, what he saw that the hermit was just digging the beds. After reaching there, the hermit, looking towards the king, greeted and started digging the beds once again. But the hermit did not look towards the king. The king wanted to know the answer of these three questions. He said, "You great man, you know why I am here with you? Because I want to know the answer of three questions that had always put me in the state of confusion. So please answer my questions." But the hermit did not turn up towards the king and kept on digging and digging and digging. At last, the king himself said to the hermit, "Please give me the, the spade and let me walk. You are looking so much tired." So the hermit paid thanks for this cooperation and sat on the ground, and king himself took the spade in his hand and started digging. I kept on digging, but the hermit on the other side was sitting there but spoke nothing. But digging some hours, after digging some hours, the king wanted to know the questions, three questions with which he had come, but the hermit did not reply. Once again he knocked to the hermit, but he did not reply. He said, the hermit said to the king that you are looking tired, so give me the spade in my hand and I am going to just dig. But the king did not give back a spade in the hand of the hermit, and the king himself started digging. After 1 hour passed, then another. The sun is going to down, the sun is going to set, but even the king has not got the answer of his question. And what happened? At last, the king said that if you are not going to reply me, I am going to back. I am going to home. Here comes someone running, said the hermit. hermit ने कहा वहाँ पे कि देखो वहाँ पे कोई दौड़ते हुए आ रहा है. The king turned around and saw a bearded man running towards them. और वहाँ जब घूम के राजा देखता है तो एक दाढ़ी वाला व्यक्ति जो है दौड़े दौड़े आ रहा था. His hands were pressed against his stomach अपने हाथ से अपने पेट को दबाए हुए, फ्रॉम विच ब्लड वॉज फ्लोइंग, खून बह रहा था। When he reached the king, he fainted and fell to the ground. जैसे ही वो राजा के पास पहुंचा, वो जमीन पे गिर गया। The king and the hermit removed to the man's clothing and found a large wound in his stomach. उसका कपड़ा हटा के देखा तो बहुत बड़ा वहाँ पे उसको जख्म आया था, चोट लगा था। The king washed and covered it with his handkerchief, but the blood would not stop flowing. The king redressed the wound until at last the bleeding stopped. और जब तक उसको सफाई करता रहा, रीड्रेसिंग करता रहा, जब तक खून बंद न हो जाए। द मैन फेल्ट बेटर एंड आस्क्ड फॉर समथिंग टू ड्रिंक। और उसके बाद वो आदमी ने थोड़ा अच्छा महसूस किया, उसके बाद कुछ पीने के लिए पानी मांगा। द किंग ब्रॉट फ्रेश वाटर एंड गेव टू हिम। बाय दिस टाइम द सन हैड सेट एंड एयर वॉज कूल। और उस समय तक सूर्य अस्त हो गया था और हवा ठंडी पड़ रही थी। द किंग विद हिज हर्मिट्स हेल्प carried the wounded man into the hut and laid him on the bed. उसके बाद उस आदमी को उस झोपड़ी में ले गया, हर्मिट के झोपड़ी में उस घायल व्यक्ति को, और उसको सुला दिया। द मैन क्लोज हिज आई एंड ले क्वाइट। और वह आराम से सो गया। द किंग टायर्ड बाय हिज वॉक एंड द वर्क ही हैड डन lay down on the floor and slept through the night. और रात भर सो गया। When he woke up, it was several minutes before he could remember. जब वो जगा तो बहुत ही समय बीत चुका था कि वो उसे याद रखे कि वो कहाँ पे आया है। Where he was, who the strange-bearded man laying on the bed was. और वो इस सोचने लगा कि ये strange-bearded man कौन है। We will study in the next video. Thank you.